Cool cats, cool dudes, and Jaden Anthony's shirt. How are you all? This is We All Love Leeds, the show where we discuss our love of Leeds. Joining me, as always, my main man, Mr. Ben. How you doing, sir?
Very well, thank you, sir. Thank you for waiting, and thank you for all the viewers who waited. Just done a stock check. It was boring.
I was secretly thrilled when you told me about the situation because I was like, this is actually really handy because I kind of like had no sleep because of the wrestling last night. So getting me, then it was like, oh, I'm gonna have to rush stuff, and then I got to put it back. I still ended up rushing, but still.
Yeah, I know you did. You just give you more time to just lay there and do nothing.
That's exactly what happened. But at
which
the
is
time,
much appreciated.
At the time, I was like, "Thank you, Ben." Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I could have been assistance to you, mate.
Not to get too inside baseball on this, but I believe your words were like, "Oh, can you push it back to like an hour and 20 or something?" I was like, "Ben, I'll do you one better. I'll do it for an hour and 30, mate." Perfect.
The 10 minutes worked out, mate. I got back at 20 past. Uber, great thing. Not really.
No problem. So basically, Jimmy's in the house. Our regulars. Yeah, our regular. Even all same old problems, not taking our easy chances, letting in sloppy goals.
I didn't think their goal was sloppy. I thought their goal was quite good. They utilised the space out. Yeah.
No, their goal was fine. I just mean from our perspective, it's
our perspective, yeah. There was some sloppy defending, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what he means more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't what usually happens. Like we concede a scrappy, easily avoidable goal. So like football, isn't it? Hello.
It's the old second half thing, isn't it, man? That winds me up, man. It really does.
I mean, don't get me wrong, we're gonna get into it, but the too long didn't read of this will be we should have been more than 1-0 up at half time, right?
Well, yeah, but then again, whether you're 1-0 up or 0-0 or 4-0 up at half time, the game's 90 minutes, not 45. And
no, that's true.
It could come to haunt us, the fact that we haven't put teams away like we should have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll come to goal difference. Do you know?
Yeah.
Fell asleep at half time, Huddersfield 4-0 up. Could have been 8-0, should have been 8-0. Do you know? He's got some sort of thing with embarrassing other teams and other players. Fuck that, man. Embarrass them. Showboat. Do what you got to do. It's football.
I'm glad you've mentioned that because that's going to come up in about 7 minutes. But don't you worry, Ben. Don't you worry. It's good stuff. Good stuff. You guys watching 49ers later? I will have my eye on it. Yeah.
Yes, I will be, Jimmy.
Of course. For argument's sake, I may have had them. I may have had a small wager on them to win by more than 6.5.
We need Chiefs to beat Ravens. I feel the Ravens are their favourites for me.
Does anyone know
just the way they dealt with them?
Score? Anyone know the current score?
I can tell you right now.
NFL 17-7 apparently to the Chiefs.
17-7 to the Chiefs. Good.
Okay. Their goal was good from Plymouth perspective. Defending was sloppy and Winston's at 0800. Evening lads. Sorry, the Arsenal reference, of course. Hello, Russ. How you doing? I'm assuming you're a tired young man. He was also with me till 5 a.m. in the Royal Rumble last night. Bless him. Good evening, Tom. Hello, Taib was saying. It's a good lad, this guy. Nice man.
Good evening, Taib.
Yeah. KC doing the Ravens over at the moment, which will screw my score prediction on San Francisco Ravens final. That would have been a repeat of, I think they played the Super Bowl 10 years ago. I think the Ravens beat San Francisco, if I remember rightly. Yeah,
they beat them earlier, a few weeks ago as well, quite convincingly as well, at San Francisco.
He's still fuming. Again, just to get out there, let's just say one of us picks Cody to win the Royal Rumble and one of us picks CM Punk. What way round do you think that went, Mr.
Well, I believe that, your knowledge was Cody.
May have been Cody.
You should know better. And I hear Omos made an appearance last night.
Omos was one of the highlights of it, in my opinion.
Happy days. I might have to watch the highlights.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was good fun, Ben. It was good fun. And I genuinely had a good time last night. Russ is right. It was good fun. Anyway, back to football. Sorry to digress for a bit too long. But and again, I took stock on last week. We went well over time, although it was good fun. It was good fun. I have no problem with it personally, but Ben's a busy
I noticed
man.
it was like 1:20, but when I looked at clock when we was about to because we get to about 56 minutes and we start sort of preparing, don't we, for the and
Yeah.
I think we did prepare, but it didn't seem like it ran 25 minutes extra.
I mean, not that I have a problem with that. I mean,
look,
got nothing better to do.
There is no time scale on the show for me. It's
no.
If it runs 45 minutes, it runs 45 minutes. If it runs an hour and a half, it runs an hour and a half. You know, we aim for about an hour, don't we? So
yeah. I mean,
I'm one of these. You know, when you're looking on YouTube and you come across a video and it's like an hour and 40 minutes, I'll skip it because I ain't got an hour and 40 minutes to watch. Do you know?
Yeah.
So that's why we sort of aim for the hour in my book. But
yeah. But no, it's nice that it actually, in a way, that it went that long, in the sense that, you know, when you feel like there can be shows where it's an hour, but then you're struggling to fill the hour.
Yeah.
Whereas it was like we obviously had no such issue on last week. But again,
it always helps when we've won.
It does.
It helps a lot more when we've won. Yeah.
That's a fair point. Apologies, Mr.
I think last season most of these shows would have been 15 minutes.
This came out for been out for cake, arrow feeling spicy. Oh, Jimmy.
And wanker of the week would have been Jesse every week. Just fuck off.
That's true. But just quickly, not to start on a dour note. Well, we didn't. It was actually been quite nice. Just wanted to point out, obviously, for the sake of Eddie Gray, obviously, rest in peace to Stuart Gray, I believe his son, and mainly known for playing for Celtic, to my knowledge.
He's a spitting double, isn't he? Really?
Oh yeah. It's like looking at Eddie, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe he is cousin of Archie's dad, if I remember it correctly. So obviously condolences to the family. I mean, they're probably not going to see this, but still, it seemed like the right thing to do. Yeah, exactly. It's strange when you think of it like that. That I'd only have 10 years left, for example. Anyway, but
I feel while we're on the that was to Jade and Anthony's mum as well.
Yes, that is fair. That is fair as well. Thank you for that. I probably should have brought it up last week, which is on me that I didn't. Yeah, of course. That being said, it's time for the Sunday roast. I love that picture of Don Goodman. Sorry, just brilliant. I suspect if you were to redo that tomorrow, would Hinchcliffe be on it?
Oh, definitely. He'd be the main stage.
I thought so.
I might have a look at some of the. I've got a day off tomorrow, so I might have a look at some of the thumbnails and stuff that I've done. I might make them better. I've got a little bit better at it. So
there's nothing wrong with them, but if you want to spend your time doing that, I will, of course.
Well, anything you can do in 5 minutes, you can do a lot better.
In 6 minutes, yeah. Of course, that's fair. Yeah, no, it's absolutely fair. I mean, like I've openly always said, Ben does stuff for this channel to which like I couldn't do it. So then when he hands me something, I look at it and just go, yeah, all right, I'll put that up. Because again, if he went, oh fuck you fucking do it, we ain't gonna get done because I don't know how to do it. But anyway,
well, I have a bit of help. My dad posts a lot of the, like the memes and shit I send you.
Yep.
So if something good comes up on there, I'll send you it, and obviously gets an airing. But Tom does most of the research on all the funny stuff you see. So It's a team effort, isn't it, mate?
It very much is. It very much is.
And it's also together by director John.
That's true.
God bless him.
That's genuinely true. Like, it's not just sort of one person doing everything. It, like, people chip in with bits. And, for example, there was a week that our very own Russ Morgan sent me a meme, and it went straight into the show. Because if people want to send me comment through Twitter or social media or whatever, Ben knows firsthand. He sends me a meme 9 times out of 10, probably more than that, goes on the show. And that's it. Because anything that means that I have to do less
suggestions, any suggestions you want to talk about, you know, especially when we haven't got games, when international breaks back up, if you want to fill them weeks, send us your ideas.
Exactly. But speaking of CUNTs, Chelsea are in the final of the Carabao, and after they spent $1 billion, way to go, Ralph. Anyway, but you know they're up against Liverpool, right? With Klopp. I've got no Klopp memes. That's a lie. I do have a Klopp meme. Don't know why I said that. But people are like, oh, it's gonna be a really good game. It's gonna be an amazing game. Chelsea, Liverpool, 1 o'clock final.
Game in football. 0-0 penalties. It's written all over it.
They had 4 0-0 draws in a row, and the reason there are W's next to them is because of the penalty shootouts that followed them. They did play out a 1-1 draw this season, to be fair, but so 4 out of 5 goalless. So, spoiler, on the stoop that weekend, where it will be, Tom, got any bets for us? And go, yeah, Liverpool to win on penalties. Get between 10 and 17 to 1. Good value.
There you go, yeah. Stick a tenner on it. It's your weekend paid for.
Exactly. Chelsea Leeds. The thing with this is, though, is that are they even going to get past Aston Villa?
It's like I commented, and I sarcastically commented, but realistically, it's probably more likely to be Villa Plymouth, because you've got to think midweek. Plymouth ain't a nice place to go, and it's going to be right in the middle of all the travelling we'll be doing. And tough period coming up for Leeds.
Ben, it'll be the 11 that played yesterday will be sent out of Plymouth.
I'd send 21s down. I really would. I'm. Look, when you're realistically not going to win something, I'd rather just get it over with. Do you know? It is nice to win. You know, it's nice to see where you're at with Premier League teams and all this. I get that, but first and foremost, we want promoting, and the less games we play, the less injuries, the less tired we're going to be, and that's just my mentality on it. I always want to see Leeds win. Don't get me wrong, but I won't be too disappointed if we don't get through.
I get what you mean. It's the perspective of during that 90 minutes, I want Leeds United to win. Either side of it, I'm a bit like, whatever happens, happens. I don't know whether that's the right way to think about it, but that's what I usually do.
I wasn't even bothered that I lost my stream after about 8 minutes yesterday, and it was just wasn't worth watching, you know. So,
did you happen to catch any of the crowd violence today at the Hawthorn?
I've seen a bit of the news. Like, shame on them Brummies.
It was a bit
all in the Midlands.
Yeah. Not to get a bit like highbrow or high mighty over it, because not really. But I was disturbed at basically there was I believe it was a Wolves fan. It was either a Wolves fan
bleeding.
or a Baggies fan, and he's bleeding, covered in blood.
And they're singing "Let Him Die."
Yeah, and the fans from the other team. Again, I forget which team. But basically, it was like, I know that's not really a good look.
It was Villa and the Wolves. It was Villa. No, West Brom and Wolves. It was a West Brom player who was covered in blood, and the Wolves fans were singing "Let Him Die."
Yeah, I thought, that's not a. That's a sort of thing where, like, when you get away from the pack, you'll probably start to think about it and think, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Madness.
It's easy to get swept up, though, isn't it? Anyway,
did you see the Maidstone fan? God bless him. He fell out the stand. He
I've
fell out the
seen that. He
stand.
rolls down the thing, doesn't he?
Rolls onto the canopy below and then into the Ipswich fans. Brilliant.
Can you imagine being the Ipswich fan, like just having the Maidstone fan fall on your head? Just the randomness of it. Like it's raining Maidstone fans. But partly the reason I brought up the West Brom thing was because it yielded a comment that you always get from a commentator, where you go, "Say the line, commentator. These are the scenes that no one wants to see." But they always, the one time they use that where I'm like, you're lying, you are factually lying, is when there's a big mass brawl between players. And the commentator goes, "No one wants to see unsavoury scenes." It's like, no, that's a lie. Everyone wants to see a mass brawl between
Of course they do.
players.
Yeah. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
And you're all
In
rooting
that
for your
situation,
player.
it's right.
It's boxing, isn't it, on a football? It's the same as ice hockey.
Yeah.
Gloves are off, let's go. There was a bit in the Rangers game last night. There was 2 fights. It was quite entertaining. And then the Rangers stuffed them. So
there was an important goal this afternoon. Anthony, after getting his first goal of the season at the tail end of January against Newport from League 2. He is so great. He's obviously not. That's 100 million for a goal against Newport in January. At the end of, not start of January, the end of January. And so congratulations to him. Sorry, one more. Jurgen Klopp, as soon as he saw Kevin De Bruyne return from Man City, "I'm off, lads. See you later." And Chelsea lost their owner, got a new owner, got rid of nearly the entire squad, bought a new entire squad, sacked 3 managers, and still got to a cup final before Spurs. Poor lads.
I don't like
And last
glorifying
one,
Chelsea, but at Spurs' expense, it's funny.
Yeah. Basically, if it had been against Everton's expense, that I don't like Everton, but I still probably wouldn't have used it. But,
Yeah, well, I never ever had any feelings towards Tottenham until they decided that they were a Big Six club, and it's like, who the fuck are you kidding?
My hate of Tottenham went back to actually 1998, 99. Because I think if I remember rightly, it was when they took, and this could sound really petty in hindsight, but for context, I was like a 12, 13-year-old lad. And so I was only a few years into football, so about 4 at the most. And Spurs stole George Graham from us, and then we were in for John Scholes from Liverpool. And then he went to Tottenham instead of us. So I rationally hate Tottenham because of that. And it's not like Tottenham are ever the sort of team that will make you unhate them once you hate them. It's not like you go warm to Tottenham.
Do you ever sort of like watching a team and then let's take Newcastle for example. I didn't mind Newcastle, never had any bad feeling towards them. Didn't mind watching them. And then Alan Pardew took over, and all of a sudden I hated him. Because I can't stand him. He thinks he's hard. He's a fucking idiot. Shit manager.
Gets a bit above his station, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see.
Do you ever get that where it's a person that makes you dislike the club?
Yeah. The 8-year contract was especially funny. He had 1 good year, and then they gave him 8 years. And this wasn't in that 8-year era where Chelsea were giving him out like confetti. It was like... Anyway, was amused at the big fine near the Everton game, figured it was their accountant cooking the books. Luton are going to relegate Everton. You've got to love it. I will love it. The thing is, I'll love Everton for Luton for relegating Everton. But then if we get promoted and then Luton start at our expense, I'll soon hate Luton. So, fluid like that. Basically, the only team I will ever not hate is Leeds United. And even then, that's a bit flimsy, depending on results. But... whiny Liverpudlians on my last meme.
So, question.
Oh, please, yeah.
How's it going to work with, let's say, City get relegated? Does a Premier League team stay up, or is there a 4th spot?
That's really hard because I don't think they've ever even really thought that might happen. So, if anything, they'd give it to whoever lost the playoffs, surely.
You can't just straight relegate them, can you? You've got to give them points deductions. It's the way to do it.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. Well, saying that, Serie A demoted at Juventus without even thinking twice. I mean, that was 20 years ago. There was less money in football then. But,
was it that long ago now? Yeah.
I think it was 20 years ago.
Feel old.
Far off. Yeah. Calvin Phillips' Man City career in one photo. Meet the man who travels across the UK rating benches. I don't hate Calvin, but
I don't hate him, but I feel he's made himself a bit of a laughing stock.
Yeah, I'll defend him, and it's not. It's probably you probably heard similar on the square ball, where I'm sure they would have said this, one of them, but basically like you can't knock him for wanting to join the greatest football team in the planet.
No, not at all. And he served that extra year. Look, I've got no ill feeling towards KP, but it's the West Ham fans that make me laugh. Because when Declan Rice was there and he was at Leeds, Calvin Phillips was shit, and now he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And they need to realise they ain't getting Declan Rice. They're getting past his prime.
You're right. Because when West Ham started suddenly doing well, it was around that Euro time, right? And Calvin was in team, Declan Rice in team, and it was basically like it was a big threat to each other, right? Oh, who's better and all this. Now, obviously, time has proven that it's Declan Rice, but at the time, they were terrified that it might be Calvin Phillips.
Well, it was Calvin Phillips. It was.
There you go.
For that season, when he was England's player at year and whatnot, it was Calvin Phillips in his prime, having the best season of his life.
The thing is, Pep Guardiola.
You've got to look at it. He's not played.
No, sorry, go on.
He's openly apologised to him and said, but why couldn't you give him more football? There's more to it than that. Obviously, he wasn't good enough. That's basically what you're saying.
In an article I read, Ben, he basically said, if my style of football was to have someone spray a 40-yard pass, Calvin Phillips would be in the team. But because
so why buy him?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the question, isn't it? But basically,
because you lost Fernandinho and you needed to replace him, but you had Rodri anyway. So
yeah. But generally,
for me, I mean, I wish him well. But obviously, I don't want West Ham to do well. Their relegation dodges as well for me.
Over it, Ben. What disappoints me is West Ham would have paid us 65 million for him at the time. That's what they were offering, roughly, to my knowledge.
And basically, if they sign him, City get their money back. I thought we took way too less money for both him and Rafinha. You were looking at 100 mil for pair, weren't you? That realistically at the time.
Apparently, though, it is actually higher than 40 because they paid the tax on the transfer. So we actually ended up with the 40 mil cash in the pocket kind of thing. So really, it's
45, 49.
Yeah, basically, they've paid like whatever 20% on top of that is. I can't do it off the top of my head, but anyway. I mean, it's a really weird way of doing it. It's like, what if they're paying the tax anyway? Why don't they're obviously doing something dodgy with taxes? Because why wouldn't they just pay you the full whack so you can pay the tax?
You say that, Jimmy. There, I hope KP comes home in a few years. In a few years, you're going to have a Liam Cooper ability KP. You're going to have 30-odd-year-old slow.
Hello.
I know it's easier to find a spot for a midfielder as they age, but he's not going to be what Leeds are looking for. If we're still in the Championship, maybe, but it's not what Leeds are going to be looking for.
that's a bridge you cross when you come to it, I suppose. And we don't usually bring this up, but I did think it, just by the sheer number, it's noteworthy. Leeds ladies played today. That was the score.
I watched them play. Won 7-0 against Harrogate. I used to work with a lass that plays for Harrogate.
It's 21.
Who was the playing today?
Brighouse. I mean, obviously, I don't really have much knowledge of like the third or fourth tier ladies football, but that's a big margin, right? And
it's probably if you're in the men's tier of football, if you was to equivalent it, I'd say it was probably Saturday afternoon, like pub level. Saturday afternoon. It's better than Sunday morning, but it's that crap.
My three favourite comments on it was could have gone either way. Knew I shouldn't have backed over 21.5 goals. And unlucky Brighouse, the 19th goal is always crucial in a match like this. It's good stuff. And Brighouse is roughly halfway between Leeds and Bradford, opposite IKEA on the M62. Well, they'll be in training tomorrow.
Local derby.
After work.
It's just a town full of Leeds fans.
Anyway, so we actually, although we've discussed the cup game, between the last show and now, we have actually had the small matter of a very important league match. Do you have a problem with us just like briefly going through that game?
No, I don't have any problem. Probably a lot more knowledge on that game than I have yesterday's game. So
fantastic. So this was our lineup. Bamford again has just he's won his place and essentially secured it, right?
It brings me to a point with Bamford, right? And you've got to look at his tenure at Leeds United. And as much as the chances he's missed and the penalties and the shit we've given him and the arsehole that threatened to kill his dog, and it's been a successful stint for £7 million.
What, for Bamford? Of course
it
is. Oh, of course it is.
And right, to be honest with you, right now I'd keep him. I think if Leeds let him go, let's say someone comes in for him or whatever, I think he'd be stupid. He's going to score goals, which we need to get up.
The thing with him, though, that makes him a risk is, I don't think I'm unfair in saying this, is he's good when the confidence is going, but then as soon as he drops out of that confidence, you get nothing out of him for 6 months.
But it only takes a goal, though, for him to get that.
I'm not saying I want him sold or gone or anything, but
I still think he'll get well into double figures. I
want him to do well. I want Peru to do well. Anyone wearing our shirt, I want them to do well. And if they're not, then I want to point out why not. Sort of thing like that. And I'm glad he's won his place back because it shows a lot of character and fight in the man, quite frankly. Because he has this habit of always doing well in situations when you assume he's going to be replaced. And he finds a way to get himself back into that lineup. And you've got to credit that. Bamford goes, I want this 15 million for him. That's what we got for Chris Wood. Fair point. Firpo seemed to have confidence. Firpo only plays well in January and February. As much as we love him, that is his peak.
Look, the thing with Firpo is, percentage of it is his confidence. He's even come out and said that. The hard thing was taking the stick from the fans and whatnot. But you get a sustained run of games, you're going to get form. And that's twice now. He'll get injured and he'll lose form. The thing with Firpo is he's not played enough, a long enough stint for us to see what he's capable of.
Hello, Brownlee.
I do believe that the Premier League's a step too far for him. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not a top league player, but maybe not the Premier League. Like Mark Rocker, let's say, he's shit for us, but in Spain, that suits him, you know. But I think Firpo stays fit this season, then you'll get a totally different player.
What I think fans need to accept with Junior Firpo, and again, people free to tell me I'm wrong, but I genuinely believe this, is that when he's caught up the pitch because he's up the other end and then play comes back the other way and he gets caught out of position, that's because he's been told to maraud up the pitch, which is not in line with the traditional left back. And I think he unfairly sometimes gets stick for being out of position. It's like, well, he can't move at the speed. He can't move faster than the football.
No.
And if he then...
I think his defending's got better, to be honest. His defending, it's got better. It's improved. It definitely improved.
That block he did last week was outstanding. Like, the sheer bravery. And keep in mind, he's putting himself on the line for people that have slated him for years. For the most part. Just massive credit for him. Obviously, we've been big fans of him. Partly for joke reasons, but partly because we genuinely see something in him.
I think he's a good player. I think he'll get better and better. It's just got to stay injury free.
That's true. That's true. It's always disappointing when he's had a good 2 or 3 games and then you get the dreaded, he got injured in a pre-season friendly, or he got injured again. You know he's not going to be back for a month, which means you ain't really got him for 3 months because that's how long it takes him to get his confidence going. Anyway, so this was the team that turned up. This is how we lined up in formation-wise. Probably the best we could put out, I'd imagine, currently. Short of Byram's fitness, obviously. And this is what Norwich turned up with. Apparently that Sarah guy has done creates a lot of chances. I was reading earlier. He's like the one player that's created more chances in the league than Rutter. But anyway. So, and you know he's the man because they even use him in the graphics at the moment, and I don't even know who that is. But
well,
I do know
he's trying to be Junior Firpo.
Yeah,
and he's just not.
He looks like a 70-year-old trying to look like a 30-year-old.
Looks like Richard Pryor.
Yeah. Poor guy. There's only one Booney Serpo, and Angus Gunn isn't half the keeper his old man was. That's true. Brian Gunn.
Well, he is. He is half the keeper. He's the other half's his mother.
Welcome to We All Love Leeds, where we also teach football and biology. So, it's true. Anyway, so as usual, Leeds Twitter goes really quiet. So I head over to the Norwich Twitter just to see how they describe the football. Basically, Bamford tried no red kick. Nowhere near it, in my opinion. And that was it.
He admitted himself he thought about it too late. It was evident.
Yeah, bless him. It was funny. Rutter gets the ball. Gives it to James, who puts a cross. It's in the air. And if I was defender, Norwich, I'd be really disappointed with this. But Bamford just manages to get on it. Goal. So I'll do it slightly quicker. That didn't work. And bang. And then what does that then mean on this show? Goal.
I thought, the defending was poor. The cross was good. The positioning where Bamford made his space was good. Defending was poor, and the keeper should have got that.
The ball should never have found its way to Patrick Bamford, but it did.
No. So. And when it did, it should never have found its way in the net. Not at that slow pace that it came back across.
I
was surprised it went in. I was happy, don't get me wrong, but
yeah. So I don't know if I said it. Hello, Brownleaf. Cheers for stopping by. Thank you. So Norwich described this as Leeds take the lead. Bamford score the header. I believe he used to play for Norwich on loan as one of his 50 loan deals while at Chelsea. Could be wrong. So they had comments such as "What the fuck," and "I knew he would score. He doesn't like us." And everyone else just not able to buy the video. But wait, that's not one. Someone, our centre backs, no, defending isn't optional. A few lucky results papering over the massive cracks. Wagner cracks again. I feel like the last time we played Norwich, they were calling for him to be sacked as well. So
did you watch them today?
I saw bits of it.
The fucking playing out from the back was awful, and they just didn't learn. All game they didn't learn. Madness. Goalkeeper passing it to a defender with 5 Liverpool attackers around him, took ball off him, scored. Absolute shocking it was.
I don't get why people play it for the back against a team like Liverpool. I did laugh at Mr. Lee Judges being in a GIF where it was because as soon as I saw it, I just knew what they were saying when it was like, Bamford, he's done it again. He got, yeah, poor lads. They can't take any more. They're done. We're so back. It's the hope that kills you. And then Norwich is basically like, yep, yellow card, all sorts of stuff like that. It's half time. Patrick Bamford looks like a happy man. Then more stuff happened second half, more yellow cards and stuff. Somebody has a chance. Firpo got booked, which
for what? Oh yeah. That was it. It was the other game where he got booked and he shouldn't have got booked.
Yeah. Oh no, he should have been booked in this one.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola would have been proud as punch at that tactical foul. Ruter had chance. It was quite nice actually because Norwich spent 20 seconds complaining that the ball had gone out of play, and Ruter had actually played to the whistle for once, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, so the defender realised he's done it. He's like, "Oh shit, it's too late. He's gone."
Leeds can play 6 times in February. Great, it's true. But then we ain't got to play the matches, so any chance to see more of Leeds United should be a privilege. Maybe. I don't know.
I love it. I hate it when we don't play midweek.
Yeah.
It breaks your week up, doesn't it?
It does. That's fair. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's nice for a couple of weeks where it's like, I haven't got to do the slides on a Wednesday night or whatever. But you're right. In general, you are right. Some of it also had a chance where he should have scored, and basically, other than that, fairly uneventful at Ellen Road. Like a sort of, to me, it was like the nervousness of it's only 1-0. But in hindsight, we was never really in any danger.
Especially for the first 15 minutes of the second half. I know they didn't do anything, but watching it live, the 1-0 score was evident in your mind, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's like this weekend. Like, that's a great example of why you get nervous at 1-0, because we dominated Plymouth, but we didn't win. So the fear that we would have had in the Norwich game is actually what happened in the Plymouth game to some degree. But anyway, so they are. Yep. I don't know whether they're showing a foul taking place there, but anyway, and the lads look happy. So we had Pat celebrating the win. The hair is getting more normal now, which I'm worried about, because he was scoring like weldies when his hair was absolute dog shit. So I'm wondering
send him a bottle.
Yeah, should
some L'Oreal or whatever it is. What is it?
Yeah. The man himself celebrating. I mean, could you imagine, like, if we played a team and Bielsa did that to us and was like, break my heart, man.
I don't like it being him who does the hey at the end. I think it's too soon for him.
I like him. I like that he understands the magnitude of the job he has. I'll give him that. Like, I like that he respects the institution more than Wilfried Gnonto respects the institution. Maybe to say, bollocks to Bayern. That was a great game though. That Jimmy's referencing here, just in fashion. Yeah, the one they usually show when they put him on. Yeah, it's true. It's true. We'll see. This was we were again being happy, and yeah, so might as well show the midweek. Well, actually, it was the slate took place over multiple days, obviously, and nothing that really affected us, from what I can tell.
Oh, shit games, weren't they?
Yeah. I mean, there's Leicester play on Tuesday, but again, we're not really catching Leicester at the moment, are we? So, not trying to specifically. Full slate of the weekend, though, and we have a chance to go second. Big
Nice.
psychological boost, Ben.
Oh, definitely. Just lets everyone know that they're still in the picture.
I hope you're right, Jimmy. I hope it does bugger their morale.
It'd be nice just to look at the table and it'd be different for a bit. Do you know what I mean? You're stuck in fourth for a bit now. Always makes you smile. You move up.
Yeah. I feel like we've got, like when you sit on a sofa for so long that your arse is like moulded into it. And I feel like that's been us and third and fourth. And it would be nice for that to be second for however long. But anyway, let's go Lions. Doesn't care about 49ers. That's fine because, well, I'm not really a fan of them either. But anything that sort of helps the company that gives us money can't make things worse, can it? Anyway, so
success
that being
breeds
said, yeah, that's a fair point. And they are a good American football enterprise, to be fair to them. Picked the wrong one, haven't I? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, as you can see, even though it's blocking it a bit, but as you can see, a win for us. Although they'll have 2 games in hand on us, they will still have to get something from those. Game in hand is only useful if you win them or take advantage of it. And sometimes having the points is better than the game in hand, I guess. Sometimes. I don't know. Because you don't care about Super Bowl, and can Leeds sign that Brazilian goalkeeper from Maidstone? He's better than Melier. Yeah, but then knowing our luck, we'd buy him, put him in goal, and he'd make one mistake in the first minute, and then we'll be stuck with him for 6 months.
Why can't that clown catch a ball?
It's true.
Most basic thing. Catch the ball.
Man City lost. Spurs lost on Friday night because their goalkeeper didn't claim the ball and instead relied on VAR to bail him out. He forgot they were against Man City.
Did it happen where it went from catching a ball to this shit, punching the ball? I know it's a continental thing, but it just don't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't explain it. It doesn't make sense to me either. Like, why would you not want to retain possession of it? That is horrible. Yeah, like, don't think for 1 second he's only still at Leeds because he loves Leeds. He would have been gone in the summer had he got an offer.
If somebody wanted him.
Like, you can link him to PSG and all that as much as you want, but there tends to not be a massive market for goalkeepers that conceded 102 goals or whatever it is in 2 seasons. Just generally doesn't happen. But anyway, as a kid, if I had a chance to catch, not punch the ball, Bob the coach would have had me doing 10 laps of the pitch. Yeah, I can imagine that. And so yeah, but I did have an illustration of Leeds, Ipswich, and Southampton following
The Royal Green Jackets.
He's gaining on us. I hope it's true. I hope we catch him. Those little shits. Anyway, Bob was a former sergeant, and when he grabs the ball, pretends to distribute it real fast, then holds on to it for 5 minutes. I'm tired of that shit. Yep. Plus, the amount of times I've seen him boot it out for a throw-in after he's spent 5 minutes trying to pick out his pass. So, yeah. Anyway, just a quick go over the cup. I ain't got that many slides for it because just haven't. Anyway, so feeds into the 4th round of the cup. You'll find that participating in the 4th round of the cup is more thrilling than any roller coaster. It's not true. It's not true. I think he's lying. Anyway, so 6 changes, I believe it was. Then. So Byram's in. Shackleton, obviously. Cooper.
Why would you play
Anthony,
Cooper?
obviously.
I just don't get that. I don't get why you play Cooper.
Just because he is
pissed
captain.
me off a bit, to be honest. That's all it can be. It's just rank, innit? It's rank. It's just bullshit.
Yeah. Who would you have played instead?
I'd give Cresswell his chance. So go on then, show me what you're made of. Why not give him his chance? You're basically saying, well, what are you saying?
The only reasons I wouldn't have played Cresswell at this point, and bearing in mind that whenever he has played for us, he's not been particularly great in the first team, I would have then got pointed to that and gone, well, you had chances and you weren't particularly good. But at the same time, don't put him on the bench if that's how you...
But then you can say the same for Cooper.
Yeah.
He's
That's
not
true.
particularly good. You know, I'm not taking away what he's done for us, but it's like Ailing, it's time to move on. And I just feel that why would, if you are Cresswell, you're going to be pissed off. You're going to be, you know, you can obviously see you're better than Cooper, obviously at this point in time in your careers or whatever, but yet you're behind him in a pecking order. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to throw your toys out at pram.
I get his frustration because if I was an England under-21 star, I would wonder why I'm not playing in the Championship. It's different if we're in the Premier League, but we're not. And when you know that half the squad have left for a year, you'd think if you can't get into this team now, when are you going to get into it? But, fair point. Sorry, I did have one here.
His brother had a bad game for the under-18s. Got stuffed by the scum.
Yeah, I heard about that.
5-0 was it? Did it finish?
4, I think. Unfortunately.
It was awful.
To be fair though, better than being Bridge, whatever it is. I forget their name.
Brighouse.
Brighouse, sorry. Yeah, I keep thinking their name's Briggate. Don't know why. Anyway, this is how we
Brigate's
lined
a street in Leeds. Brigate.
up. I must have seen that at some point. But Gruev, obviously, Anthony's in. Pretty much how you'd expect this to line up. I'm gonna guess they lined up quite similar to how they did when they were here the first time earlier in the season. Obviously, Giabi can't play because of the loan rules. I'm guessing Forshaw can't play because he's probably injured.
He was cup-tied.
Oh, okay. But that makes sense, actually. Strange how he couldn't get into the Norwich team with his experience. And they've loaned him to Plymouth, haven't they?
Mm.
So, anyway. So, we had one of our early attacks consisted of Ruter giving Anthony the ball, Anthony shooting it, pinging off the far post to him.
Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, it drops straight to Willie Nonta. Now, in this situation, I'm sitting there thinking, right-footed player is just going to ease that in, right? But instead, he controls it for a bit and then just wallops it. In fairness, goalkeeper makes the save and he hits the bar and comes back out. It is unlucky, but I was sitting there like, I couldn't believe it still. But slower than Messi's distribution. Could see him as next John Charles a few years ago. Spotlight on Levi Stadium now. Yeah, the home of WrestleMania 31. Anyway, awesome save by the keeper. It was a good save, but I can't believe Willie Nonta wasn't quicker. Onto just, I know the picture probably makes it look easier than it did, and that's exactly what I was going for because I'm not a fan of him. But anyway, Nonta needs a goal like Bamford did. He does, and he needs about 40 more for me to forgive him.
No. Nonta needs a new club. Cash in on him. Spend it.
Yeah, I know there are people on it like saying, "Oh, there would be people that would naturally think we are treating him. Would we have treated Beckford the same way?" It's like, but no, Beckford. I felt Beckford was still trying, even when he did want the transfer. And in my opinion, he had played to a level where he wasn't wrong to want to play in the Premier League while in League One, like to get these moves and stuff. Whereas Willie Nonta had had a good 6 months at Leeds. And it was like, okay. I feel it's different despite it seeming the same. But it's not. Right, Leeds excellent, the woodwork challenge. Rafinha was the best at it. Anyway, so yeah, they describe it. Yep, it's post, falls to Nonto, effort cannons back off the bar. Bit strange that they've not acknowledged their goalkeeper's save. But anyway, see, even we acknowledged that it was a save from the keeper. Then the big moment, Anthony collects the ball. He beats a man. Then he beats even more men. And then he just scores a fantastic finish. I suspect he needed that. And then, quite nice. Bless him. Bless his mum. And, yeah, to which they say it's a screamer. It's exactly it. And their fans will say, just stood and watched. Great defending, lads. I'm sure it was sarcasm. And yeah. What do you make of all that?
A good goal, nice footwork.
Really
good
was.
Finish.
I saw his head didn't Raf. He did. That's right. And yeah. I just thought it was a fantastic goal and the sort of thing he probably needs to I mean you're never gonna get over that sort of thing, but it helps, like, when you get your first goal after it, and you can have that outpour of emotion, I suppose, in that environment. I mean, I'm never going to get to do that, but he will. I think he can benefit from it. I know, he seems like a nice enough lad. In the second half, Hardy lobs Melier, and Sam Byram saves us, which was quite nice. Yeah. This is the moment we was discussing earlier. Bundu does a through ball, plays his man in one-on-one, and he scores. There's not really much more to that other than they worked it well. We probably should have read the situation a lot better. We didn't. That's football. It's unfortunate. We tweeted out that happened. Someone, CLC7, it's like, make some subs, very angry. I'm not sure I agree with that. I know that sounds silly, but we've won a lot of games recently because we were winning the game. And Farker decided, no, we're not going to make the subs at this point because we won those games because of the timing of his subs breaking up the game. So I can fully understand why he hadn't at that point.
Although they didn't break the game up the other night because he played the time anyway.
That's fair enough. But I mean, I can see why that has happened. But anyway, obviously they're ecstatic. So not much else happens after that other than like Leeds chances, and again, should have put them away, but we didn't. They have a new manager at this point. His name's Ian Foster. So obviously Sharks shakes hands with Farker. They are thrilled because they've got another game. They're going to get a bigger home payout, aren't they, from the Leeds fans that turn up. When their whole away end is just going to be filled with white shirts or whatever. Actually, a lot of coats, probably. And it is February. And yeah. I mean, it's the worst outcome, having the draw, but more Leeds United is never a bad thing.
No.
I mean, our cut record's less than stellar, so we can get some wins. It's nice. Quality defending. It was. It's nice that they can read, like, the goalkeeper's going to mess up and they should, like, cover him. Don't change a winning team. Wouldn't be surprised if 5,000 turn up at home park. I would be, because it's home park it's probably going to be a Tuesday night, isn't it? I'm guessing.
Probably a midweek cold night, innit? But
yeah.
Leeds go everywhere, don't they? It doesn't matter. They'll sell the tickets.
That's exactly right. Let's throw this up for our actual predictions. No. I did okay this month. Ben did really well. And yeah, so I thought it'd be 2, but I thought we'd get the 2-1 win in the end, but we didn't. Anyway, Tuesday night, Leeds fill your ground for you. Yeah, that's the charity we provide. But what we got next? Oh, Wanker of the Week. The Wanker of the Week is this gentleman. This gentleman's name is Lewis Smith. You may remember Lewis Smith from such football matches as Leeds United versus Plymouth in the Emirates F.A. Cup yesterday. Why is he the Wanker of the Week? Just because he generally refereed a fair and good game. But I thought his eagerness to book Jaden Anthony for the removal of the shirt was uncalled for. I've seen certain players in a similar situation and the referee is almost like apologetically like, yeah, you know, I have to book you for this kind of thing. Like, it's in the rules. He didn't really have that demeanour. It was like, I've been waiting to book you for the last 17 years and you finally give me a reason, kind of thing. And
did he referee him at under fives, like?
he refereed him at -2. But yeah, exactly right, Ben. But still, obviously you can tell it was slim pickings this week for Wanker of the Week, because we're certainly not going to give it to a Plymouth personality just for having the temerity to not lose to Leeds. But what we really do, although we probably will do it at some point, especially if Wayne Rooney had got a result against us. But so don't, but yeah, I think some more discretion could have been used there in that situation. It probably should be written into the rules or something. I could be wrong. I just think there should be a genuine discretion. Yes, he did get booked for the removal of the shirt to display the message that he did. It probably dissuaded Anthony from scoring again. He would have got sent off. I mean, I can't really speak to that, but we'll go with that. Yeah, sure. I know we've been loving this. Is from Devon and supported Plymouth. Okay. They do have good support, Plymouth, to be fair to them, given their standing in football.
I've played football in Plymouth against a Navy team. We won 2-0.
What position was you in?
I played centre forward that day.
Did you get a goal and assist?
I got 2 goals.
2? You got both goals. Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. Congratulations to you. So obviously Plymouth turned up wanting revenge on you for what you did to their Navy team. Or something like that. But yeah, not many Navy left in Plymouth or in the Med and the Red Sea. Yeah, but so we're going to do them again. I kind of wanted to draw Ipswich because we'd probably end up playing them 5 times in that case. And I wanted to see how many times of the 5 we'd beat them. Could we have got all 5? But there's something in my soul or in my psyche that needs to like wash the taste out of beating Derby 3 times. But then the one time
I'm trying to make logic of your maths there. We could play them 4 times.
No, I'm saying if
we'd
have drew them in the cup. No, exactly. If we'd have drew them in the cup,
right,
then that would have been 3. And then 2 in the playoffs would have been we could play them 5 times. Because the way they play is really...
I'd rather just play them twice and then just go up. Yeah. But saying that, if we were to get them in the playoffs, I'd like to get Ipswich in the playoffs because we can score at will past them.
I was going to say, the way they play, because they want to make a big statement to the rest of the division, like, oh, we're going to go toe-to-toe with Leeds. It's like, please try. Because you doing that, no one else does that. So we'll go, Leif Davis is out of position, so we'll get into that spot again. Every time Leif Davis removes himself from left back, we'll do to him what everyone does to Firpo. But anyway, bet on his abacus. Paul Mariner is the only Plymouth player from yesterday I can come up with. That's probably a fair point, actually. Now you've said that, I can't think of any of them. Agent Leaf was excellent again yesterday. Poor guy. He's got loads of assists though, somehow. But anyway, it's time for the Mr. Tom. You know what? Sorry, this is really bad. John put this together and I forgot to use it because of our chit-chatting. So, yeah, obviously we had 12 shots, 4 on target against Norwich, scored 1 goal. They had 5, 1 on target, scored no goals. That tells the story. And obviously we had significantly more.
Excuse me.
And Yeah, no, it's no problem. And yeah, so thank you for those, John. But it's time for the Mr. Tom question of the week. Ben, what do you think it is?
Mr. Tom's question of the week.
I believe the question of the week is: can you name a starting 11 that play for both teams? But it's probably not a starting 11.
You are correct, because obviously we already did the Plymouth one 2 weeks ago. Or a few weeks ago, sorry, for the league game. But this was our first opportunity to do it for Norwich. Name these 11 players who have played for both Leeds United and Norwich City. Be it in a 4-4-2 formation. Yes.
Rob Green. John Newsom.
Yes.
Andy Hughes.
Yes.
Bradley Johnson.
Yes.
Johnny Howson.
Yes.
So let's go to AD.
Mr. Conche, are you going to say Eddie Lewis every week? I mean, I'm all for it if you're going to. I'm absolutely fine with it.
Why have we got a left back up front? Got a right striker and a left back up front.
I'm struggling now. LB.
You'll kick yourself on some of them.
Right, we're going into clue time then. SB, clue time.
Okay, one retired recently.
One retired recently.
And the other one was signed on trial. Yeah, it's Snodgrass Becchio.
Snodgrass, yeah. One retired and one was signed on trial.
Yeah, that was Snodgrass was retired recently. Luciano Becchio was signed on trial in
I thought I was in defence. I was right.
Oh no, my apologies. So on defence we've had Sam Byram, Newsom, but you've not got the other two. Yeah, Colonel
Tom Matteo.
It's not. But he is a player from that era for Leeds. He's not very well liked by us, to be fair. The bald-headed fraud.
No, I was thinking Michael Dewberry. It's the other way around.
It's not Danny Murphy, but you've got the first part correct. It's Danny something. You play for Charlton.
Danny Mills, yeah.
It's Danny Mills, yeah. Danny Mills. A bald fraud. Danny Mills, of course. AD. Let me double check for the clue's sake, because I know what I want to say as the clue, but he played for Leeds in 2012. So yeah, because I remember having him on FIFA 13. But he actually played for Norwich for 12 years. AD played for Norwich for 12 years and then Leeds for 2. I know, Dominic. It's not. It is not. It is. I mean, if you give up, I'm happy to tell you. But
I
you
give it.
still you do not have AF, which I'm very surprised about. We've discussed him
Adam
in the
Forshaw.
last. It is Adam Forshaw. Very good, thank you.
Well done, Jimmy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, cool.
Give me his first name, AD.
Adam. First name's
Adam.
Yep. He didn't pull up any
Drury.
trees at Leeds, to be fair. Adam Drury, yeah, well done. So, there's Gary and Beckford. I don't know why, but why not? Bless him. So, yeah.
Fucking Gary and Beckford.
Yeah, just what a combination. One is a world-class player that
One's a world-class person. Gary's sound, man. Gary's a boy. I like Gary a lot. Good lad.
Big fan of Gary. Gary did really well on the wrestling as well. He loved the Women's Royal Rumble, surprisingly.
Bastard. Don't love him anymore. He'll be sniffing up my ass, will he?
But so another fun week in the life and times of Leeds United. Before we go, anyone got any transfer news or anything? Because all I've heard about is like I've heard Nonno's down to West Ham.
Just bullshit and more bullshit.
Yeah.
And watched 500 videos on bullshit.
Yeah.
Just reading Football Insider app, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to try and promote anything off the back of bullshit. But the two things I'd read was he's going to West Ham and we're giving him a new contract. So that sort of shows the sort of shit you get during January.
I like the way they cover themselves on it. It's could not possibly happen. It may not be possible due to they won't get into the league. So he's not coming then. You're just writing shit for the sake of writing shit. It should just be called transfer deadline day. We should just have the 1 day or the 1 week. A fucking month of bullshit for journalism. Honestly, it's just fucking painful. Do you think we'll sign anyone? I really don't think we'll sign anyone.
I have no idea. I've read again, pinch of salt, like this could be as true as anything or not true, or I have no idea. There's a Liverpool youth player that we're in for on loan, but still, like, it's so credible, I couldn't even tell you his name. It's just to justify jobs, isn't it? Like, I'm going to write any old bollocks and then pay me for the article, and that's it. I don't care whether it's true or not.
Would you take Colonel Ward's deal there?
No. The only reason I say no is because Eddie, as much as we love Eddie, and he was a bags man for Leeds comparatively, the fact of the matter is that the sort of player Eddie is, we've already got Joel Peru. And Bamford has kept him out. So we'd only end up keeping Eddie out of the team again.
So basically, we will take Eddie and we'll send Peru.
Yeah, I'll give you that. You can have Peru. You can't have... Yeah. Peru's... Don't get me wrong. Peru was the man this time last week when he banged in that penalty.
Listen, look, just because Bamford's banging him in, he still scored 10 goals as Peru, do you know? To say he's not had a prolific season, so to speak, and he's been out of a lot of games, he's still scored 10 goals, and he won't finish at that.
We've got 3 players that have scored more than 10 goals for like the first time in like 40 years or something. Doing well. It's only because 2 to 3 other teams are basically have had some really good home form and done okay away and are slightly doing better. But we are on track. If we finished 4th, we'd have the highest points total of any team that finished 4th in the Championship. But anyway, choices. Bamford can finish poacher chances. Eddie's more of a Wortels than Bamford. Are you sure? Got to love unbeaten in January.
I'd say Eddie was more the poacher as well.
I thought it was the opposite. Yeah, exactly. That's why I likened him more to Peru, because Peru's more of a poacher.
I love Eddie. Eddie's great.
Yeah, exactly. None of this is being said with any malice between the three lads. Just, but he is more like
a nice
Peru
headache
than
to have.
Bamford.
It would be a nice headache to have that. The three of them.
I'd find a way to incorporate all three of them for my own amusement. Fuck it, we'll put Firpo up there with them in the front four. No defenders. We'll have Nonto, Ruta, Somerville. We'll just play a front seven.
Ampadu and Rodon at back. I'll do.
Rodon, Ampadu. Yeah. Like we'll sneak someone.
I'll tell you what. We'll keep the team as it is. We'll stick Eddie in and we'll just fuck Melier off. We don't need him.
Yeah. They'd probably do a better job at goalkeeping than him, because he don't like to catch the ball either. So it doesn't matter if they can't catch the ball because of the rules.
Sam Byron managed it.
There you go. But that being said, I think we've come to the end of another We All Love Leeds show for the week. And we thank you for your support, Jimmy, with more Byram. Who needs a line when you've got... Who's goalkeeping? You've got Bamford, Byram on the line. I did a terrible job reading that. Anyway, that being said, Ben, is there anything you like to get off the chest that you haven't had the opportunity for thus far?
Just a bit of phlegm. Well, not live.
Oh, okay. You might have wanted to
No,
talk
good,
about
man.
like the economic climate in China or something like that. I don't know, but
I don't like Chinese.
That's fine.
People. I'm not
if
racist,
you wanted
but
to,
just very
you
rude
could.
people. No, I've enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll be back again next week. So, and if you haven't subscribed, then fine. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button and enjoy your week. Thank you.
There you go. You've heard it from the man himself. We'll be back next week, I'm almost certain, with... We'll be talking about the events from Friday night, where hopefully we'll be second. But at minimum, it would be nice to have at least been second. So,
yeah.
Exactly. So, did Dewsbury Hall leave Leicester yet? I'd be very surprised if they took that transfer offer that they received from Brighton. But we'll see, I don't know. Cheers, all, be well. We all love Leeds. We do. Some people like to hate Leeds or love to hate us, and that's all right as well.
Don't forget the outro.
Yeah. I was just lining that up, sir.
I love Bristol's too, Ian. Very much so.
Rovers, City, or Bra? Anyway, that being said, have a good night, everyone. Take care.
Good night,
Up
everyone.
Leeds, etc. Thank you to director John also for putting together pretty much all the graphics that we do. And without him, the show would be a lot harder to produce and would look a lot more shit, quite frankly. And it'd be... So thanks, director John. Thank you, Ben, for the part you play in it.
Thank you.
And you certainly play a part. Take care.
All right.